Hello, I'm back, and this is AJ, and I am so excited to be with you today, and I hope that you're excited as well. That we are we have the opportunity to connect. This is a critical time for us, as always. Each day is so important, and it's imperative each day that we um, understand the opportunity that we have to live life and to live life um, at its fullness. So, what are we going to talk about today? I'm excited. I'm here smiling. I'm thinking about a conversation I had with a 60-year-old man, and we were talking about life and several things. And he mentioned, he said, "Well, I look in the mirror every day," and he said that he's been doing that for a number of years. And he said, "I don't see anything different." We sort of laughed, and then I noted to him, I said that, well, I think when you talk about uh, a mirror, that in all essence, I'm thinking that you're actually looking at it and looking in it the wrong way. So let's talk about mirror on the wall. Wow. I know all of you, you have looked in the mirror at some particular point, and I'm not saying as it relates to looking at yourself from a physical standpoint and analyzing your face and your figure and your physiological stance, but as it relates to taking that framework and looking in the mirror to analyze your specific perspective regarding life. So it's important because I present that a mirror is not a design just to be on the wall, but I present that a mirror is something that's a framework that should guide you by reflection on a continuous basis. So let's look at this here. What is a mirror? A mirror is definitely it's a model. A mirror is a model because it presents, as you look in the mirror, a model of you, a model of your uh, perspective of life, a model of other people. Because sometimes you can look in the mirror and then you can see other people, and then in essence, you may very well take that model as a means to not only see yourself, but a means to focus on shaping yourself into the model that you see in and through other people. So it's important because the mirror can be so deceptive because you can see the model of other people, but it may not necessarily be the model in which is suitable for your life. For example, I remember as a child, and my father always told me that, son, um, don't focus on other people based on what they have acquired and the materialistic aspects because you do not know how they have acquired those items. I thought about that because, as a child, could have very well been very shallow in thinking that, oh, wow, these things, well, it seems like they are really accomplishing great things to have acquired these materialistic things that felt suitable for pleasure. And so to bring fulfillment, which could very well be false in and of that perspective. With that, I understood over time, I gained that understanding that what my father was mentioning, that the acquisition, the model of success, uh, may have very well been presented based on things, but not on the underlying intangible elements of a person's cause. They could have acquired something through deception. They could have acquired something through a lack of integrity, a misappropriation of their attitude, their stance and their position by utilizing people in a manner to accomplish something in an unethical manner. That's important because as I look in the mirror, I want to ensure that the model that I'm guided by is something that is going to sustain itself and is going to sustain me so that I can feel accomplished and I can feel that I don't have to duck and hide from anyone. I can step into any room because now the model that I see in the mirror is something that can be trusted, is something that is reputable because when I step in the room, the atmosphere can change to one that brings people up and it actually enlivens the atmosphere so that others can be able to look into their individual mirror and then see that, wow, he is releasing something that I want to acquire and have built and structured within myself as well. That's important here. That is so invigorating for whether it's for the child, it's for the teenager, it's for the adult, because all of us, we want to be a model of something positive so that others can take notice from the standpoint of us contributing to life and being invested in society. And I have stated it before, to invest in society in a positive way, based on our presentation, based on our words, based on our actions. That's so important. So look in the mirror. First of all, it's definitely a model. A model is definitely an illustration. It's an illustration of our life. When I look in the mirror, I can see my life, how it has unfolded over time, and I'm sure you have as well. And I would hope that you don't avoid looking in the mirror because regardless of what has occurred in your life, it is so important to realize that things have not just happened. Things have happened for a reason, and you have to extract the reasoning from those situations so that your purpose can be accentuated over time. So also with this mirror being a model, it's an illustration. It is a standard because it presents what I stand for. And as you look in the mirror, you can see yourself and you will know what you stand for. You have to analyze that on a continuous basis. And then, so then at that particular point, the mirror becomes an emblem. Becomes an emblem. It becomes a symbol. And as you look in the mirror, I have to ask you, what are you a symbol of? Are you a symbol of defeat? Or you're a symbol of lack? Or are you a symbol of quitting? That's not where I want you to be. And I know that's not where you desire to be as well. I desire for you to look in the mirror and become a model, for you to become a symbol of perseverance, a symbol of someone who beats the odds, someone who understands that if I continue to press forward, I'm going to keep myself higher than the negativity within the environmental setting that I actually reside in, and what is has filled the atmosphere of society. That's so important because as a model and looking in the mirror, you have to understand that there is a pattern that can be exhibited. And then when some people look in the mirror, they will see a pattern that's likened to a crime scene, if you will. A crime scene will draw out a pattern of what was there. And so I want to encourage you, if you have gone through a traumatic experience, if you have gone through some type of abuse or something that you feel that has pressed you down, that model is something that's centered on a pattern. And I don't want you to live off a pattern of what was there. I want you to see that pattern of what was, but to understand what can and what will be, as you begin to utilize that pattern and to reshape it into the possibility of future achievement. That is so powerful, and I want you to definitely absorb that. So let's continue to look at this here. The mirror. What is this mirror for our life? The mirror not only is a model, but also the mirror is an emotion. How many of you, and I know I have myself, I have looked in the mirror and I have seen frustration, I have seen sadness, but at the same time, I have looked in the mirror and I have seen happiness, I have seen joy, I have seen laughter, I have seen a perspective of feeling good about myself, good about life, good about something that was done and how I was able to help and assist someone else. So the mirror is definitely an emotion. And I'm wondering about you in your life right now as you are looking in the mirror, or perhaps you are trying to avoid looking in the mirror because you don't want to see the insecurity. You don't want to see the anger. You don't want to see the frustration. You don't want to see the indecisiveness. You don't want to see the fear. You don't want to see the paranoia. You don't want to see the anxiety. You don't want to see the stress. So therefore, you're avoiding looking in the mirror. So therefore, you don't have a frame of reference to see the transition over time and how you are definitely in a position to be accountable to your emotive response, to ensure that you move from that framework of what was to definitely what is and what can be. It's important now because the emotion as it relates to a mirror is a perspective of beauty. You may not have ever thought that an emotional response can be one of beauty. And when you look at that, that's centered on someone who is in a position of seeing oneself in the mirror as one who is flourishing, one who blossoms over time, one who is able to work through the seasons and understand how the seasons of life are so instrumental to one's beauty being expressed in its full fashion. That's so important here because we want you to have a presentation based on your emotions. That presentation is something that is not intimidating, something that is not centered on turning people away. But we want your emotional response based on your mirror image to be something that's centered on an inner wardrobe, not the false perspective of someone seeing you on the outside. We want you to be a model. We want you to present a mirror based on your emotions of someone seeing you from the inside. And your emotional perspective is your inner wardrobe, as noted. And that's so key to you understanding what the mirror is really about. So we've talked about the mirror being a model. We've talked about the mirror being an emotion. But last, we want to stress that the mirror is a monument. Let that process, let that marinate for just a moment. As you look in the mirror is a monument. And the mirror is not just a monument that stands, it's a monument in motion. I want you to truly understand this. I want you to truly grasp this. It's a monument in motion. Because if you think about a monument is something that someone or individuals desire to see. They will spend enormous amount of time strategizing and planning a trip to go to see a monument because they feel that the monument is something that has been tested over time. It's something that stands for something. It's something that actually has purpose. It's something that is a reflection of them looking in the mirror and seeing where they desire to be. Wow, that's powerful. Your mirror, my mirror being a monument. And it has to be a monument centered on a timeline. Because if you think about it, anytime you've gone to look at a monument, the inscription presents a timeline of where it all started, what it means. And I don't know about you, but I want to live a life in which I'm living a monumental life right now, one in which everyone sees my timeline unfold right before their eyes. And I desire that for you. Because not only is a mirror a model, not only is a mirror an emotional state of being, your emotional state of mind, but also the mirror is a monument which in all essence frames out a masterpiece of who you are as a person. This is beautiful, and so are you. So now as you look in the mirror, I want you to see it as a portrait of what was developed, what is being developed right now, and what will be developed over time. Look in the mirror right now and say to yourself, today is a new day, and today is a new me. Until next time, take care.